welcome to the Daily Dragonfly. Today we are going to talk about the background here. And yesterday you saw me do these fun little dragonflies. And now I think I'm going to do, to celebrate the new moon, some moon shapes. So I'm going to make these little guys resting on some round lily pads just to get that moon energy in here, that round, beautiful feeling of the actual new moon. And of course, yesterday it was the spring equinox. So here we are in the spring equinox with a new moon. It is absolutely fabulous. The energy coming through is delightful and you can feel change in the air. So let's get this party started. I'm going to put down take some of that pretty green, put a little yellow in there, and I'm doing the regular, wet paint, dry paper technique. And we're just going to start drawing some circles. Happy new moon, everybody. Happy Daily Dragonfly. It's time to play. So now just kind of figure out where you want your circles. Okay, this is a big guy. So I think I'm going to make kind of, I'm just going to go like that, like little sound effects. And remember, nothing has to be perfect. The shape of lily pads isn't perfect. I'm going to do a little smaller, rounder one here. They kind of overlap and flap on each other. And you can do some fun blue tones down here too. I think I'm going to do 3, right? 3 is always a good number. Kind of keep that energy going there. I'll get a little darker blue. I think I'll make them overlap here. So this one is going to be a little darker down in here. And it's just going to be under these other 2. So we're going to go ahead and just fill that in. Now remember me, I don't worry about perfection. You can get super caught up in, making sure that none of this bleeds into your dragonfly wings or any of that. That doesn't interest me. That's just like way too much work. This is play, not serious work. Now, if you want to make it serious work, absolutely, feel free. You just know how I roll. It's going to be just fun today. It's not going to be pressure painting. And the beautiful thing about watercolors is that's where you just let it go, right? You just let that beautiful, beautiful tone, right? And this one's going to be lighter, right? I'm going to kind of pull that through there. I really want that pretty spring greeny color, right? It's spring. I am thinking water. I don't know about you, but I am a Cancer. I am a water sign. So the new moon right now, tonight, tomorrow, tonight. What day is it? Anyway, so the new moon brings all that lovely energy, and I want to get out on the water. I am a water baby. I've always been around water. I adore water. Grew up in Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, where there are actually more than that. There's like 17,000 or something crazy. But for a landlocked state, we've got Lake Superior. We have all the fun going on here with all of our lake and fishing and outdoor activities. I tend to be a boater. I love to be on the water, swimming in the water, hanging out by the dock. Anything that has to do with meditating on the back of my boat makes me a very happy camper. And I am so looking forward to that. So I am willing spring here into the mix. Right now here in Minnesota is still nice and snowy. So I need to, this is like, we've had more snow this year, which is really great. So last year, we had a lot of drought. This year, we're not going to have drought. We're going to have floods, So at least the earth is feeling renewed. It's going to get a nice bath. So we'll prepare for that. And then I think this one, I'm just going to add a little blue into it, making a little different shade, right? Because not all lily pads are the same color. Look at that, fun. And that's even kind of the same color as that dragonfly. So I might add a little more green in there next to the dragonfly so it stands apart. There we go. Now, being a lefty, if I were doing this and really being, serious, where I was trying to make sure that nothing bled in, or, I was going to sell the piece, I would be turning my canvas around. But for the sake of, movie magic, I don't do that here. So it's a little awkward. And you know what? That's all right. Teaches you some brush control here, how to do things. And I've just been using my size 16 brush. which is nice. It's got a lot of nice spring and it just covers really well. There we go. Got that little droop there. I don't know what that was, but oh, I think that's part of that one. So I'm going to go back in, just make that happen again. And I don't know exactly what the color was, and that's fine. I'm just going to do this. And then if it bleeds into each other, even better. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go on top of some of this stuff, and I'm going to make just some, you know, irregularities and some movement here. A little darker on the outside, that's all. I'm going to go ahead and kind of bring some water on there, a little more water, and just bring it in. It's nice to mix it up and just kind of add. Don't be afraid to just try new things and put stuff in different areas. And now what I want to do is where I've got all this luscious watery paint, I want to take from what we learned the other day. I'm going to add some more greenie with some water here. I'm going to use the salt again because I kind of like that texture, and I'm going to go in here. But I really like the texture of where it went, and I'll get my example. I really liked this texture here. That was where I had the least concentration of salt, and so that's what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to lightly sprinkle some of this salt on this green and see what we end up with. See if I can get some of those fun little sprites. I don't need a lot. I just want to use the techniques that I showed you earlier in some of the areas on my canvas here. On my watercolor paper, right? This is still into the cold press. All right, I'm just going to let that dry. So that is what we're going to do today. Those are our lovely little moon shapes for the noon moon. And tomorrow we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some water in here. And you guessed it, we're going to use the plastic wrap technique and see what we get for water. And just see what you can do with those different techniques, some basic brush strokes, and having a real good time. Happy new moon, happy spring equinox. I wish you all a fabulous day, and I will see you at the canvas. Bye.